5, Lesson 7, Quotations. Hello, 5th and 6th grade. Welcome to English class. You better be watching this awesome video that I'm making right now. Hopefully you are, because there are lots of good things for you to learn, and I also help you out with some of the practice problems. So make sure that you have out your English book. You have it open to page 254. You also have out a piece of paper. Actually, you know what? You don't have to have out a piece of paper. You can if you want, because then you can actually go through the practice problems with me. But if you're like, you know what, I'm just going to type these into the Google Doc, that's fine. But if you want to take some notes, you're also free to do that. And today is April 21st, 2020. And let's get started. So, in these sentences, who can't swim? How can you tell? So I'm going to show you a sentence. I want you to figure out who can't swim. The lifeguard said, I can't swim in the pool. So in the sentence, is the lifeguard saying that the lifeguards can't swim in the pool? Is a lifeguard saying to me that I can't swim in the pool? Let's look at the next one. The lifeguard said, I can't swim in the pool. Oh, do you see how adding the quotation marks here, how that helps you understand who's speaking? And that's the lifeguard speaking. Here, if there's no quotations, it's hard to determine who can't swim in the pool, the lifeguard or me. When you write someone's exact words, you are writing a direct quotation. The speaker's words are set apart with quotation marks, and you see this when we read books. But let's take a look at exactly how to use them. You want to begin the first word of the quotation with a capital letter. Usually place end punctuation inside the quotation mark. So if we have here, Terry said, see how that's a capital L? Because if that's the first thing that Terry said, you're beginning a new sentence. Even though you have these two words here, you make sure this is capitalized because that's telling you Terry is going to start speaking, okay? And then let's go swimming, period, quotes, because this ends what he's saying. Like the beach is closing. Now that's another point here. The beach is closing, comma, quotes, the lifeguard announced. Do you see how it talks about who said it first here in the beginning, where here it's at the end? If this is at the end, you just put a comma. See how it says the comma separates the speaker from the quotation if it tells you the speaker at the end. If it's here, well, it also separates it here as well. So just make sure if it's just a regular statement, you don't put a period, you put a comma if it's identifying the speaker after that. When a quotation ends in a mark or exclamation point, like a question mark, do not add a comma. Like, what time will the beach open? Question mark, quotes, I asked. So if it's a statement, comma. If it's a question, question mark, or exclamation mark if it's an exclamation. A quotation can be interrupted in the middle. End the first part of the quotation with quotation marks. Begin the second part with quotation marks and use commas to separate the quotation from the speaker. So let's take a look. This is considered interrupted. Do you realize, asked Rob, that we forgot the raft? Poor Rob, hope he's okay. All right, but do you see how this is like interrupted, right? So you're not going to capitalize this because this is not starting a new sentence. This is continuing the sentence that Rob started. So you do your comma, quotes, ask Rob, comma, quotes, and then finish it. If the second part of the interrupted quotation begins a new sentence, start with a capital letter and use a period after the speaker. It's too late now, I said. We'll have to come back later. So if this is a statement, you put your comma here, your period, and then you have a capital letter and you start over with a brand new statement. Now, do you see anything wrong in this? What do you see? Right. There should be quotes right here, and that's wrong. I hope you caught that. If you did, good job. If you're writing a conversation with 2 or more people, you are writing dialogue. So that's a really fun word. I love that, dialogue. It looks like dialogue, but make sure dialogue is when 2 or more people are speaking, a conversation. As the conversation goes back and forth, remember to identify which person is speaking each time. Start a new paragraph. I love this point whenever there is a change of speakers. So when we do write stories or narratives and you have dialogue, every time somebody speaks, you need to make that a new paragraph. Now you got all these rules. Let's see if we know what to do with them. And if you get confused, these rules are written out also for you on page 254. Feel free to go back in this presentation or look at your book. So let's look at the try it out problems. Now your assignment is to do 255 to 256, numbers 1 through 13. That is your assignment. So I'm going to help you with the first 5. Take advantage of that. How would you punctuate these sentences? Which letters should be capitalized? So as you can see, if you look at number 1, they're going to give you a sentence that has 0 punctuation, and you need to add it. Now, because you're adding all these things, and you know how it works with Google Docs, I'm going to try to see everything. If you could highlight, make things different colors, play around with it, and see what you can do to really show me what you wrote down, that makes grading much easier, and then I can see your work. And it's also more fun for you. So let's look at number 1. What time, Tim asked, does Mom's train arrive back home? Here's what I came up with. Quotes, what time, comma, because it's interrupted. We're not done yet. Quotes, Tim asked, comma, quotes, does Mom's train arrive back home? Question mark, quotes. So remember, it's interrupted because you wouldn't say, what time does Mom's train? No, what time does Mom's train? Number 2, Dad answered, it will arrive at noon. Well, I look at that sentence and I think I know what to do with the quotes, but remember, his first time that he speaks, his first word is it, and I is not capitalized. Dad answered, comma, quotes, capital I, it will arrive at noon, period, quotes. Remember, punctuation inside the quotation marks. The quotation marks go at the end. Number 3, I'm sure she missed the city, Tim said. Ooh, okay, so I know we start with the quotes. As far as what to put after city, it's a statement, but we have the speaker at the end. So I'm going to put a comma, quotes, Tim said. Number 4, she'll have photographs, replied Dad, and probably videos. That looks interrupted to me. It's like it's part of the sentence, so we know what to do with that. So we start it with quotes. She'll have photographs, comma, quotes, replied Dad, comma, because he's still talking, quotes. Remember, if this was a statement that's done, you'd put the period here, but it's not. We're going to keep going. So you have the comma, quotes, and probably videos, period, quotes. And finally, the last speak up. Number 5, maybe she'll have presents for us too, said Tim. We want to hear about her trip to the ranch. Oh, and that's interrupted, but it looks like statements that are separate. So let's do it like that. Maybe she'll have presents for us too, comma, quotes, said Tim, period, quotes, we want to hear about her trip to the ranch, period, quotes. All right, so let's take a look at your assignment for next time. So we're looking at, you have 1 to 13, okay? So for numbers 6 through 13, write these sentences using correct punctuation and capitalization. So not only look at the punctuation as far as like periods, quotation marks, but remember you also are going to have to capitalize things too. And something else 5th and 6th grade, make sure that you spell things correctly. If you notice as you're typing and something shows up wrong, use the spell check. I mean, that's why it's there. So don't ignore those things. That's all part of good English grammar, is spelling, punctuation, capitalization. I'm looking forward to seeing your work. Make sure that you do all of numbers 1 through 13. Highlight what you can, any changes that you make, and again, as you know, I will look at it as soon as I possibly can. I appreciate your work, and if you have any questions, you can contact me anytime. Thank you.